Most of us have experienced such moments in our life when we found ourselves falling in love for someone. So, in the beginning, when everything is going well, you see that your days are getting more pleasant than before, and that feeling of acceptance you got from your partner makes you feel more special about yourself. So, suddenly, you start spending your whole day thinking about that person whom you love. But, my friend, this is just the initial stage of love, and most of the time, people don't even understand the meaning of love. So they start considering their lust as a love. However, the same idea is given by many movies also, so we can't say that it's completely their fault. Well, love is actually a very beautiful feeling, but when you become obsessed with it, it starts affecting your life. So in this video, I am going to tell you about some of the solid advantage of being single and the benefits which you get when you stay away from all these love and relationship stuff. So let's get started. More control over your life and happiness. Whenever you love someone so much that you make them everything in your life, then you are actually giving people the privilege of controlling your happiness and sadness. Maybe just one comment from your partner can give you instant happiness, but it can ruin your entire day as well. Suppose you have planned to do some urgent work today, but one argument with your partner has suddenly make your mood off, and because of which you will not be able to start anything productive. And the hardest thing can be going through a breakup, which is emotionally so devastating that you may not be able to function for a week or month. Because in relationship, you can't expect others to be good with you all the time. Or it is not always possible to change them the way you want. But when it comes to single people, then they are more accountable towards their happiness or sadness. They are actually the king of their own destiny. You will feel open to take new challenges, and even if you feel sad, you will be aware of that trigger. And most of the time, you will be able to fix that problem also. But you can't really fix the problem which is originated from the different person. Because most of the time, people do not change themselves. So ultimately, we have to change. We experience freedom in our life. Suppose you want to spend some time with your friends, or maybe you want to complete some important task first, but at the same time, your partner wants your availability at those moments. It is really difficult for committed people to deal with these situations. And if you have an insecure partner, then he or she may don't like you to spend some moments with your friends. So if they have understanding towards you, then probably you are the lucky person, but most of the time it's not the case. People will try to manipulate you or want to have a full control over your life. And by the end of the day, you will not remain the same person which you are. People change themselves, their priorities get changed, and this is all just to make others feel good about yourself. But it hurts when someone don't value your sacrifices. When you make someone your weakness, you spend your time in only fulfilling others' expectations. In relationship, people usually make themselves limited to one person which they love. You can say they start living each other's lives and in the meantime they lose their self. However, a single person stay away from all these stupidities. They do whatever they want and they have more personal freedom. They are able to spend their time on their hobbies, their career, or wherever they want. And there are no barriers or mental boundaries which can stop them or manipulate their mind. So basically, single people always have an opportunity to live more independent and joyful life. Focus and concentration on next level. This is one of the most important benefit of being single. In case of new relationship, your attention can be easily go away by some text messages from your girlfriend or boyfriend or because of your partner's online activities on internet. People just wait their partner to come online. Sometimes they even waste their hours just to get the reply from their partners, and which makes them checking their phone more often. It may sound easier, but it can be really stressful. When someone really loves you, then they can't think of ignoring you. And these thoughts of insecurity can make a person very distracted and sick. So that's the reason why they are usually not able to maintain their focus on something for a long duration. But when people stay away from these relationships, they don't care about someone's attention or availability. They just mind their own business and they can live more conscious and concentrated life. You become able to think creatively and effectively. Creative thinking requires us to have a clear mind, But if most of the time your mind is filled with the thoughts about your love and relationship, or you always concerned about your boyfriend or girlfriend, then you are not actually in that state where you can think effectively or make better decisions in your life. And there is a big advantage for singles because they are able to think upon the different aspects of their life. Because their life not just goes around the only one person they love. More productivity. You can easily see the difference in your productivity levels when you were in relationship and when you were single. However, it mostly depends upon the different domains in which these couples work. Let's suppose if you are the lucky one and you and your partner have the common goal, then you can actually support and motivate each other towards achieving your goals. So eventually it will improve their productivity, but its vice versa is also true, which happen in most of the cases. If your work required hard time attention and focus in your working hours, and if your partner is not aware of your situations, then probably he or she will complain about the limited time you spend with them. This will actually add some unnecessary stress in your head during the work and it can decrease your productivity as well. So, to avoid these situations, people should be fully clear about their priorities and goals. And before coming into relationship with someone, you should ask yourself first whether you will be able to give that much of attention and time to other person or not. So that you will not be ended up wasting yours or someone else's time in this relationship. You saved a lot of time and money. A lot of people in relationships easily get anxious when they are not in the constant communication with their partner. So those texts and phone calls might add up to a loss of several hours per day. Of course, you could choose a partner who is more independent, but finding such creature could be a difficult task. A survey by UK researchers found that 62% of respondents gained 14 pounds or more after beginning a relationship. And this weight gain appears to be a direct consequence of typical date night activities. When they asked to choose their primary bonding activities, 30% of respondents choose watching television and 20% choose food or simply eating out. So, if you would like to concentrate on improving your mind and body, then singlehood might be good for you. As you become able to prioritize other important aspects of your life, you will be able to invest your time on your health, your career, and you will be able to spend more time with your family and friends. So basically, you will be able to invest in your long term happiness by managing your time and energy for better things. So in this video, I try to explain you 6 important benefits of having a singlehood life. And to be more concise, relationship can make your life either disaster, blissful, or maybe it has no effect over your life. But it's all depends upon the choice you made and the circumstances around you. That's why most of the people simply live more happily when they are single. Or you can say luck is a considerable factor in getting into good relationship. But when it comes to your life, then I will advise you to don't allow people to experiment or play with your life. I know it's not easy to keep silent those passionate feelings of love, but never let a person become the single subject of your thoughts. And as we see around us, few relationships are destined for eternal success. So, relationships can be great, but they take a lot of time and effort. So, in my advice, there is always a right time to do certain things. So, if you are in your 20s, then it is better for you to utilize your time to make a good career. Because long term happiness always works better than short term happiness. Or if you are able to make the balance between your love and living, then relationship may work for you.